right, so we are in LA, and today let's talk pub food and how to bring the British pub experience home during this quarantine. My name's Tiffany Chin, I'm your LA realtor, and welcome to our video series, Small Business Spotlight Foodie Edition. So a lot of local restaurants have been forced to get creative during these challenging times, so we at Tiffany Chin Real Estate want to do our part in helping to give back to the community that has been so good to us. So we're featuring a different food establishment every Friday. So today the spotlight is on a local icon of an establishment, the Cat Fiddle in Hollywood. You may have heard of it. So let's meet Ashlee Gardner, one of the brains behind this family-run establishment. Hi, Ashlee. It's so wonderful to have you on our show today.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. How's your day going?
It's going good. It's going good. Thank you.
Nice and warm out.
Yes.
Good. All right, so let's jump right into it. So the Cat and Fiddle is a cultural icon in LA, and it was established in 1982, so I read. So what an incredible feat that is that you are so ingrained in our community. So would you share with us the story behind the Cat and Fiddle and how it got started and what role you play within this family-run operation?
Yeah, sure. So my parents started the Cat and Fiddle back in 1982. We started in Hollywood. Actually, our first location was in Laurel Canyon. So we were in Laurel Canyon for a couple of years, and we moved to a larger, more commercial address, which was on Sunset in 1985. And we were on the Sunset address from 1985 until about a couple years ago, where we found this cute little quaint location here on Highland and Melrose, and we've been here for actually almost about 3 years now. So it's got a really interesting history. You know, it's very family run. It's currently my mom, my twin sister, my older sister and I. So it's ran by 4 women.
Wow.
And, you know, started with my parents. So it's been a really fun journey. You know, the Cat and Fiddle is about 2 weeks older than I am. So we have shared lots of memories together. And it's been really fun to be a part of it full-time since about 2007, or 2005, 2007, I came on full-time, and been working here ever since.
Well, that's so good. So how did the Cat and Fiddle get started?
My parents have an interesting history. You know, my dad was a rocker in the British invasion of the 1960s. So, you know, he's played with people like George Harrison, and, you know, he grew up with Ronnie Wood from the Rolling Stones, so he was in a couple of bands with him. So, you know, there was a lot of entertaining happening when we were kids. And my mom at the time when we were born, she owned a shoe store in right here in Hollywood on Santa Monica Boulevard. So she loved her little shoe store. My dad was a mad Englishman. He loved to entertain. And, you know, they decided to take the party out of the living room and, you know, into a location and make a business out of it. So my dad was, you know, the PR and the entertainer, and my mom, of course, was that as well, but she had a lot of business experience. So she came in and she kind of, you know, organized and ran the business. So it was a perfect pair, you know, a perfect storm, as they say. You know, they were great partners for each other, and it was the right location, and it was the right time. So, you know, I think our concept's very unique because there's not a lot of people, not a lot of places in Hollywood that can have history. They can have the family run aspect, and, you know, actually also be able to run something like a restaurant, which has incredibly low margins and, you know, is very difficult unless you're super hands-on and you've got you know, a good handle on it. So we're fortunate to have learned a lot during the way, and you know, we're still here, and happy to be here.
That's amazing. Well, it sounds like your parents were quite the extroverts.
Yes.
Good.
And still are. We've got a lot of characters around here, which keeps it very fun.
Oh, I'm sure. Good, good. So what's your earliest memory of the Cat and Fiddle?
There's so many memories, but one that comes to mind is when we were on the Sunset, in the Sunset location, my twin sister and I went to school across the street, a school called Blessed Sacrament. And so we would walk to the pub, you know, we'd walk to work after school every day. And we'd do homework, or my twin sister was always really into being a waitress, and I was always really into being a hostess. So we would just team up with you know, whoever was working, and I'd pass out menus and she'd punch in orders. And we actually have a couple of our staff members here today that still remember training us and being a part of that. So that was really fun and a good way to kind of segue us into the business.
Right.
I remember we had raffles at our school every year, and carnivals. And my twin sister and I would go to all the, you know, all the lads at the bar, and we'd make them buy raffle tickets from us. You know, it was only like $10. And they couldn't say no because we were just, you know, 8 years old, and it's $10 for, you know, for a whole booklet, $1 a piece. And, you know, they caved in pretty easily. So lots of great
Right.
memories.
Right. Plus they were drinking, so that helped too, right?
Oh yeah, it was funny to them. They were like, you know, but great. It was great.
I love that. All right. So we know things are tough right now with you know, the virus and all of that. So will you share with us how the stay-at-home order has impacted your business?
Sure. You know, currently we've had to lay off the majority of our staff. We just really have, it's just pretty much my mom and I and a couple of kitchen crew that's working with us. So it's been a really interesting time to kind of get organized and think about what we're going to do moving forward. And we were also fortunate in the sense that last year we had really started focusing in general on a lot of to-go and catering events. So what was, you know, the good thing that happened when this all, you know, came about was we already had an online and delivery platform and presence. And I think that's really what kind of set us apart, because there's a lot of restaurants that just didn't have that system set up, and they were kind of scrambling to make something work. So, you know, the fortunate thing is at least we didn't have to deal with that, which was kind of a savior in having it all set up. So, you know, a couple of kinks along the way, but we're pretty good at, you know, keep changing things when we need to do it, and, you know, innovating and offering different things. You know, I think in the restaurant world nowadays, you know, you have to be ready for anything. I mean, things are changing all the time. The landscape in general for a restaurant business has been, you know, going towards to-go and delivery business for a long time now. Fortunately and unfortunately, you know, but I think at the end of the day, one of the things that you have to do is just, you know, be ready for that and be able to go with the pace and, you know, do what you have to do to make your business survive.
Right. Well, I'm so glad you guys already had the infrastructure set up. You're right. With fine dining, I've noticed that they're the ones struggling the most right now because they weren't set up to, you know, have a takeout menu or anything like that.
Right, right. And no one had any time to prepare anything.
Right.
You know, it's just one day, everything changed.
Right, right. All right. So, you know, I know that the Cat and Fiddle is more than just beer and fish and chips. Will you tell us a little bit about your menu and what your hours and offerings are now with the stay-at-home order?
Yeah, sure. So we're open every day, 12:30 until 8 p.m. You know, we're offering a lot of our specialties. You can go directly on our website and we deliver within 5 miles, or we can also do curbside pickup or takeout. You know, we offer food, we have beer, wine, and some specialty cocktails as well we've put on there. So one fun thing we've tried to maintain is we do a trivia night every Tuesday. So we're doing it by Zoom. We do that with Brits in LA, which is a great organization. And Sandro Minetti, who's the host, is really, really interactive and a real great host. So we're very happy that, you know, they were able to take the, you know, the pub quiz trivia and make it into this Zoom format and keep that going for everybody.
Oh, that's so fun. Yeah, you got into my next question as to what you were doing for fun and keeping people entertained. Who usually do you have regulars who are going on there, or do you get new guests each time too?
Yeah, it changes up. You know, it's growing and growing the more that people know. I mean, the first day, I think we had probably about 10 to 15 people. And I think the last week they had probably about 40 people sign on. So people sign on from all over the world. We have a sponsor, Golden Road is one of the sponsors along with us. So the Cat and Fiddle gives a gift certificate for the winners of the rounds. And if people order from the Cat and Fiddle, we offer Golden Road swag in every order. So people will get all different stuff, hats, t-shirts, frisbees, sunglasses,
Oh,
Good stuff for summer, warm weather.
right. Oh, that's true. And is it a kid-friendly, family-friendly event too, with the trivia?
It's, it's a good mix. Sandro does a really great job of, it's not only, there's some questions, of course, that could point towards, Britain, but a lot of kind of like modern questions as well. Might be a little more difficult, I think, for kids
Okay.
to sign on and partake in it, but parents, I mean, go for it, parents. And we've got a kids menu at the Cat and Fiddle, so you can
Right.
order food for your kids, and while they're eating, you can sign on and play your trivia and have your pints.
That's true. That's true. Make it a whole family experience there.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right. So now the most important question. So for those who have pub comfort food on their minds, how can viewers get their hands on some takeout or delivery?
Yeah, so right now we have it all set up on our website, www.thecatandfiddle.com. So people can order there for delivery or curbside or takeout. And if it's outside of 5 miles, we're also set up on Postmates as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, that's super easy.
Yeah.
Well, Ashley, that's really all we have to talk about today. Oh, you mentioned something about Mother's Day. What was your special that you have going
So this Sunday is Mother's Day, and we're treating all of our moms with an afternoon tea. So we're doing a $30 per person afternoon tea package. And we've got some things like ginger walnut scones with clotted cream, assorted tea sandwiches, sausage rolls, jam tarts, and a glass of champagne and some tea. So, it's something that we like to do, when we can, the afternoon tea package. It's really lovely. Everything is homemade. So hopefully, some of your viewers will also partake and enjoy the festivities.
Oh, absolutely. And for those of us whose mothers are not around and are not mothers, maybe we'll just have some afternoon tea anyway.
Yes, of course. Of course.
All right, Ashley. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. We're really pulling for the Cat and Fiddle to continue to thrive. And now to our viewers, if you have a local restaurant you'd like us to feature, please comment below. And remember, we're all in this together. And thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great weekend and stay healthy and safe.
Thank
Thanks,
you. Bye-bye.
Ashley. Bye. Have a great day.
Thank you.